This individual is the co-founder of CBC Mortgage Agency, home of the Chenoa DPA program. I'm excited to have Todd Ludlow on today's show. Welcome, Todd. Appreciate you spending time with me today.
Thank you, Curtis. I appreciate the invite. It's good to be with you.
So as part of Tea Talk with Curtis, I saw you showing off your mug there a minute ago, so I know you got it. You fill it with any tea today, or what do you got going?
Oh, I've got, it's called Izzy. I don't know if you're familiar with Izzy or not. It's a drink, it's fruit drink, carbonated fruit drink.
Okay.
This one's apple.
Okay. Got a little energy, any caffeine in it?
Nope, no caffeine today. I didn't need that today.
All right. Well,
you scheduled this late
for the both of us. I've got some English breakfast today, although it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So thanks, Todd. So tell us about, tell our community about your role within the CBC Mortgage Agency.
Great question. It's changed obviously over the years. It started out where we did everything. We did pretty much any job that anybody in the company does. We did that. We take on the registrations from individuals that were using the programs, talked with the different consumers that had questions. We would process the transactions. We would actually issue the wires to purchase the loans. And then we would talk to those who had purchased a home who had questions about where they made their payments or things of that nature. Today, now, unfortunately, I get pulled away from a lot of that. It becomes more management. So, it's working with the different departments that oversee this. So we've got 5 different departments now, and each one of those departments has a different role in the loan production process.
Yeah, you guys started, I believe, about a year, give or take, before we started Orion. So I completely understand your statement of, early on you wore so many different hats. I mean, I was ops manager, underwriting manager, compliance, did it all. And as we grew as an organization, just like you have to kind of strip some of those away to those that do it better.
Yeah, that's true.
Very cool. So on that note, I believe Orion was one of the first wholesale partners with Chenoa. And since then, it's been about 2.5 years, if memory serves. I'm thinking April 2019. I want to say it's like April 3rd or 4th. It's one of those things that I just always remember in my head. But what's been one of the best things about partnering with Orion?
Man, you guys do it right. That's probably the biggest thing I can say is you do it right. You make it work for brokers. You make the process easy. You price it right. Most everybody that utilizes our program, they kind of gouge the different brokers that they work with, or at least their margins are a bit high to where it makes it really difficult and burdensome for a home buyer to put a transaction together. But you guys have really perfected it, and you've just put it together properly so that it works for brokers. If it's not a burden on the consumers because they're not trying to have to find maybe closing costs or things of that nature outside of what they should be looking for.
Yeah, it's that is a big deal for us because there's certain states that you have to have a par rate on the rate sheet in order to even do a loan there. Washington's one of them. I think North Carolina is another one. If you set your rates too high, then unfortunately you can't serve borrowers in those areas. So in many cases, our Chenoa pricing is very good. But the other piece you mentioned is just making it easy for the brokers. We've with the Star Portal, which is a proprietary broker portal that we've been building since day one. We've learned a lot from the brokers on how they're processing these loans and the mistakes that they've made, and then we build that technology into the portal. A great example is gift funds on FHA loans, right? There's many people in our industry don't know that page 1 of the 1003 has to actually have the gift on it, not just page 2. And if you run it incorrectly, then you're going to get invalid findings. So we've behind the scenes, if we notice it's a Chenoa or if there's a gift, we go ahead and update all those fields. We add the subordinate second. We add the payment for the subordinate second. We even update the declarations, as any of the down payment borrowed. Because those are going to potentially give the broker invalid findings or cause some confusion. So, through the many loans we've done with you guys, we've learned from some of these. I wouldn't call them mistakes, but really opportunities that have been given to us and have built that into the portal. So it does make for a good experience. And a lot of times we get questioned, does it take longer to close these loans than any other government loan or even conventional loan for that matter, and it doesn't. We're on the same turn times. As far as programming, we do the TBDs. On the Chenoas, we'll do a TBD and then offer the borrower a $500 credit. So in many cases, they're getting ahead of the game on these things. So that's very good.
A special message brought to you by Orion Lending.
Earn more with Orion Lending. New broker partners are eligible for this exclusive 15 bips price special. This special is valid on all products and is only valid 30 days from initial approval. Ready to take advantage of this astronomical deal? Visit www.orionlending.com to get express approved and start submitting loans by the end of the day. To be eligible for the 15 bips incentive, you must be a new broker. Former and active brokers that have been reactivated are not eligible. Loans must be locked within the first 30 days of being approved.
So Chenoa being an affordable housing program dedicated to sustained home ownership, how many homeowners has Chenoa helped in the past 12 months?
In the past 12 months? Wow.
Any idea?
Yeah, we are. I was going for all time. We just crossed our 20,000 mark about a month and a half ago.
Okay.
We are currently helping just shy of 1,000 people a month. Previously, we're crossing that 1,000 person threshold this month, and we're doing it with vigor because we'll be at about 1,200 individuals that we help this particular month.
Sure.
So over the last year, figure about 1,000 a month that we're helping, and so you got about 12,000 new home ownerships that were made available because of the down payment funds that we've been providing.
Yeah, so since we started doing business, we've funded over 600 loans with you guys. So we've helped over 600 families get into homes using your product for over $140 million. So
that's awesome.
Pretty amazing when you think of those numbers. And every month I pull a report and I see how many Chenoa loans we did, and it's just it's just like another product now. It doesn't require any extra attention, and they just shoot through the system pretty quickly. So, according to the Chenoa blog, Arizona increased in 2020 to 7.5 million people, about 1.6% increase. I guess you're seeing that as a hot spot for first-time home buyers based on what you're seeing on the blog. What are you doing to help out those in Arizona? And second part of the question, what other hot spots are you seeing with throughout the country for first-time home buyers?
Yeah, great question. Arizona has long been a hot market for first-time home buyers, especially your minority housing, and that's been a group that we've kind of migrated towards are those who traditionally have lower home ownership rates. And so we're constantly looking at different ways that we can help provide home ownership opportunities. And there'll be some others that you'll be able to take advantage of that I'm sure you're going to be first to market to the brokers with that are going to be coming up here shortly as well. You guys are right on top of it. But as far as Arizona goes, we on our end, we let Arizona slip a little bit. We kind of pulled our eyes off that market a little bit as we were growing. And so our market share fell a little bit, but over the last year, we have seen that market come back primarily because we have lowered our interest rates in that particular market. So we lowered our interest rates. We pay a little bit more to help make those loans possible. And so you on your end have obviously a little bit more of a credit that you can provide then to the brokers. So that's helped really in Arizona. We've seen over the last 6 months a 31% increase in Arizona and what's going on there. We also do a lot of housing events. We have an arm that focuses on Black homeownership as well as millennial homeowners, and that is called our U-Housing arm. We do homebuyer seminars in partnership with different lenders. This is something that we should be partnering together with. They're free to the community. They're typically done in churches, and homeowners can come in. They can learn about really how to become homeowners. In fact, in Sacramento, California, we were doing one of these. We had a 62-year-old woman comment about how she just didn't feel like she was worthy to be a homeowner, and that was something that really struck us. We had, we didn't know we didn't know what to say after that because of just that comment, and through these homeownership events, we provided her with the courage to really step in and take the opportunity to become a homeowner. And so we do those throughout the country. Arizona, as you had indicated, is a very strong market for first-time homebuyers. We're seeing a lot of opportunities to grow homeownership in Georgia. That's been another market that has just been really booming. Florida has been another market that is growing tremendously. And now we're starting to even see throughout the Midwest, Missouri, Indiana, just a lot of opportunity there. There really is opportunity all throughout the United States, especially for this particular demographic that needs the down payment assistance. And as we're starting to see home prices hopefully stabilize for a little bit after that massive run up, it's really opening up the doors for them to be able to take advantage of homeownership opportunities with the down payment assistance that we provide.
Yeah, I can tell you the rate improvement in Arizona definitely helped out with those. Do you have any? Now, I've got to ask from the sales guy. Do you have any plans to improve rate in some of the other states you mentioned? Georgia, Florida. Good, nice.
Yeah, Georgia, a little bit. I think you'll see some improvement across the board, especially on our conventional offering. Our conventional is where we've been really weak in the past, and so we are currently changing the way we deliver our conventional loans, and that's going to allow us to pick up some needed spec pool pricing. I don't know if that's going to help anybody in our audience today, but for you, what that means to you is it gives you a little better price that you can pass on to your brokers. And so those are some tools that we're working with to be able to expand and increase, or I guess improve our interest rates, increase what you're able to offer as far as either credits towards home buyers or rebates to the broker community.
Now, with the increased production out of Arizona specifically, how have those loans performed? I know it's only been 6 months, but since you've seen the bump, but are you seeing also very well the portfolios performing well?
We have, and that's been a really interesting thing because when we first developed this concept back in 2013, well, actually, this concept goes back to about 2005, 2006 is where we really developed it. But the biggest concern that people had were how these loans were going to perform. As you know, and your broker community knows, we're graded now on our loan performance. So if we're originating loans that don't perform, our name's stuck with it. But these loans have actually been performing better, believe it or not, better than the average FHA portfolio. Part of that has to do with the fact that every single one of these homeowners, for a year and a half after they purchase their home, have the opportunity to take advantage of our free counseling. We hire a company called Money Management Inc. Money Management Inc. is a HUD-approved homebuyer counseling organization, and they're there to talk with the homeowners about different challenges they may face and how to help prioritize things, budget, and really make them successful as homeowners. So that's probably the best thing out of all of this is not only are we able to help what is considered a riskier group of home buyers to become homeowners, but we've been able to do it in a manner in which these loans perform very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure there's something to be said about you mentioned that the lady who said she didn't think she was worthy of getting a home loan, right? Yeah. To accomplish that, and from to tie to a performance metric, I'm sure there's some there's some loyalty there to you as well as the provider for giving her that opportunity. And there may be some extra, going a little bit further to make sure that mortgage payment is made by jumping on the phone with one of your counselors, or it might go a little deeper, right? And because you've really helped these people out in their lives to a point where they never thought they could do that before, and that's it's a great feeling, and it's it's a good thing to do.
A special message brought to you by Orion Lending.
While many other lenders will only allow for brokers to submit a full broker application in order to get approved, You can get express approved by Orion Lending within hours and no credit pulled. Just imagine, you could be submitting loans with an out-of-this-world lending partner by the end of the day. What are you waiting for? Visit orionlending.com to hyperspeed your business today.
It is.
You mentioned millennials a moment ago, and this is something that I think is going to impact folks for years to come. Just where the housing prices are today, right? Is it a bubble? Who knows, right? It depends on who you ask, but I can tell you around me the housing prices have shot up. So it's hard to believe it's not. But it's not like 2007, 2008, where it was influenced by credit and so forth. That kind of pushed that bubble up. Now it's purely supply and demand, and the demand's there, but the supply is the part that's lacking right now. So where's that going? But with that, as it relates to millennials, how are you seeing your product help them out and being able to compete for some of these offers, especially when people are coming in all cash or large down payments? How are you helping them out?
Yeah, that can be a challenge. One of the things is just that we have a reputation of getting the loans closed. The real estate agents in the market, we do a lot of education with real estate agents to help them understand the product, and to help them be aware that it's not a riskier product. It's not as clean as obviously a home buyer coming in with cash, but there are a lot of homeowners out there that they want to sell their homes to another homeowner, someone who's going to love the home, take care of the home like they have, someone who's going to contribute to their neighborhoods and to their communities. They don't want to sell it necessarily to an investor that's going to come in, pay cash, and then turn around and rent the property and not take care of it. Home buyer letters are becoming discouraged, obviously. But a lot of times it's getting in and being able to walk through the house and have the opportunity either for you or your agent to kind of tell that story. Mm-hmm. And knowing that if they're using a Chenoa Fund program, it's not a riskier home buyer. It's not someone who is on the verge of qualifying, and especially if they've qualified it through the right company. And that's another key thing, is making sure you're partner with the right company. Mm-hmm. Your organization gets the loans closed. I was impressed as you were talking earlier about some of the things that you put into place, because your loan files are clean and they go through the process at the purchase process very smoothly. That's not something we see with everybody, even people that have been using the program for a long period of time. Mm-hmm. So partnering with organizations like yours that do a quality job putting the loan files together, help deliver that consistent closing. We don't have the home buyers that the deal blows up at the last minute, because everybody knows what they're doing. The process has been defined, and it gets done.
Yeah. So year to date, we're over 70% purchase, and so that obviously with even last
That's
year
phenomenal.
Being largely refi, we with most companies we maintained our purchase percentage even last year through all of this because of our purchase commitment. Most importantly, the TBDs that we do, where we will do a full credit underwrite, and we do a lot of Chenoa loans where it's a full credit underwrite. All the borrower has to do is find the property, deliver the appraisal, the purchase contract, title, those items, and they're ready to go. Yeah. And if they do that within 30 days, we offer $500 credit at closing costs. So on top of your DPA, we're giving $500 to help them close. So, and we see those pull through at a very high percentage. So to your point of helping out the millennials get in there, I mean, we've got the approval letter. It was interesting to hear the home buyer letter is not is frowned upon. I think back to some of my first houses I bought through one of my friends who's a real estate agent, and he always typed up this letter for me to the sellers, outlining my everything about my family and so forth. And my last house that I bought, I'm pretty sure I got it because of that letter. It was a family selling, and my family was moving in. So I think that those have a great place, especially in conditions like this where it's multiple offers. And to your point, families, they may want to sell to a family, an up and coming family, a new family. So that's interesting. One last question for you. So through our Star Marketing Studio, which is a position of a part of the broker portal that we created, the Orion Broker Portal. Through that, we have provided English and Spanish marketing flyers to our brokers that they can then post on socials and do all sorts of stuff. What type of do you offer any sort of marketing to brokers, realtors, that sort of thing from Chenoa directly?
We do. We have a marketing toolkit that we offer. Quite frankly, I would much rather run it through your organization, though, because it's going to be catered to your offerings and things that are done. So I would prefer that our marketing department coordinates with your marketing department, helps supplement what you guys already offer. That way it's keyed and it's just targeted towards those individuals that you want to target. We do have a marketing department that puts together a marketing toolkit. We have flyers and things that can be downloaded and information added. That's something that's being cleaned up. It's some of the information is dated because it's been out there for quite some time. So we're actually in the process of cleaning up that and then adding some new content to it as well.
Very good. I will absolutely have our marketing department reach out to yours. They're doing a lot of really good stuff with video and print and all sorts of cool stuff. So I'll reach out. Let's get some feedback for the marketing studio. Well, Todd, really appreciate you jumping on this call with me today. It's been a while since we had a chance to hang out, so it's good seeing your face again.
Yes.
And you're going to be at NAMM. I know we talked a little bit a few months ago about NAMM. Are you guys going to be out there?
I'm not going to make it to NAMM. We do have some of our staff that is actually going to be out there. So you'll see Chenoa Fund represented out there, and Ty Christensen's actually a good person to talk to. If you end up coming by there, but I'll make sure that she knows to look for you.
Yeah, we have a double booth out there with a full lineup of account executives. I'll be out there for a little bit, just one day. So absolutely have your people come by our booth, and we'll do the same.
Yeah, that sounds good. If I remember right, actually, I think our people have a day that they're scheduled together.
Okay. Yeah, I know
that particular event.
I know we had talked about it. I'll follow up with my marketing group on that as well.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds great. Kurt, it's always a pleasure talking with you.
Likewise, bud. Take care and be safe out there. All right, man.
All right, and thank you very much. I enjoyed the talk.
Of course. Cheers, buddy. See ya.
Cheers.